Alright, honey, just got to the store, picking up bread, milk, and diapers. Let me know what the mechanic says when I get back. We'll get everything figured out. I'm not worried about it. Alright, talk to you later. Love you. Bye. You know, I used to sweat the small things or the small stuff when things went wrong financially for me. Like when our furnace went out back in December, or here, just a few minutes ago, my wife called to tell me that the van went out. Well, I don't really worry about that stuff anymore, because it always used to make me have to pull from an emergency fund, or I had to make some adjustments in our budget so we make the mortgage payment, or come pick up these essentials. But now I don't have to worry about that because I have this app called cPay, and what it does is it allows me to take my cryptocurrencies that I've invested in, like Bitcoin, yeah, that very same Bitcoin, and use it on some of my essentials or some of my daily expenses, like diapers or milk, or those pumpkin spice lattes we all know and love, right? cPay, I'm actually able to use my cryptocurrencies and the daily essentials for some of those vices that I just don't want to give up. So thanks, cPay, for bailing me out.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kyle Windhorn, the CFO of the organization cPay, and today I plan to demonstrate to you how we will be transacting for the future. I do first want to thank all of you for your time and your attention today, so I want to share with you first the goals of today's meeting. First, I will introduce to you the family of cPay, including myself, my 4 other co-workers, and an organization in which we have partnered with. I'll also introduce to you what cPay is and how we plan to transact for the future and change the world as we know it. We will then assess cPay's market and competitive environment. I'll share with you our marketing and operational strategy, some financial forecasting, and then I'll show you how you can become a member of the cPay family. So as I mentioned first, I want to introduce to you the rest of the cPay family, who combined has over 50 years of experience in management, finance, military operations, and cryptocurrency investing. I've already introduced you to myself, Kyle Windhorn, our CFO of the organization. You can also see on the screen here the other members of the organization, who include Mohammed Makaya, our CEO and leader of the organization. There's also Sean Rudy, our Chief Operational Officer, Jennifer Gray, Chief Creative Officer, Guitar Kanungo, VP of International Expansion, and our partnership organization, SharpSwitch, who is responsible for a lot of the software and application development for our organization. So think back to about 10 years ago when cryptocurrencies first came into the marketplace. It wasn't really something anybody knew a whole lot about. A couple people would invest in it, but ultimately not a lot of buzz at the time. Fast forward 10 years from now, and just like technology advancements, the economy has vastly evolved in the last 10 years. Think about the last social event, whether that be a gala, a friend's party, or even a sporting event. You probably ran into somebody that knew something about or maybe discussed cryptocurrencies. You maybe even have a friend that's heavily invested in those. The problem with cryptocurrencies is that they're mostly seen as a store of value, like gold or silver or diamonds. So the mission of cPay is to incorporate the enormous amount of capital that is invested in cryptocurrencies into the local and global economy. With cPay, we will connect merchants to the consumers that are also cryptocurrency users, turning what was something seen as a store of value into a tangible and spendable asset. So at this point, you're probably asking yourself, so what exactly is cPay? Well, I'll explain it to you. As you saw from the video in our introduction, cPay is an app-based system that converts cryptocurrencies into USD for everyday purchases, such as diapers, milk, your pumpkin spice lattes, depending on what time of year you're in, or even that nice new pair of Nikes, or if you're a gamer, maybe an expansion on the game Fortnite. It does so by linking your crypto wallet to the application, which could include multiple cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ripple, XRP, you name it. Upon usage of the application, cPay triggers the immediate sale of the necessary cryptocurrencies to convert into USD to pay the merchant. Think back to about 10 years ago when cryptocurrencies first really came into the marketplace. Nobody really knew what they were. Nobody really did anything with them. Fast forward to today, and you can't go anywhere without talking to somebody about a cryptocurrency, whether it's a friend or somebody you run into at a football game or a party or you name it. Somebody you know out there has invested in cryptocurrencies. The great thing about this industry is that it hasn't even reached maturity yet. and the usage of cryptocurrencies has become increasingly easier, making this industry even more attractive for us to develop cPay. Some of the leading cryptocurrencies are name brands, ones that you may have heard of. Bitcoin, for example. Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, XRP, you name it. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out in the market that have an opportunity to be monetized. The cryptocurrency market is also projected to soar to about $6,702.1 million in 2025. Based on today's numbers, that's an over a 31% increase in 8 years. That's unbelievable. And just identifies that there is an opportunity for us to monetize this for consumers. Several factors make cPay's strategy very attractive when we took an assessment of the marketplace, specifically the development of transaction technology. 10 years ago, we were dealing credit, debit, check, cash, and some e-commerce. Today, it is vastly different, and there's also chip technology, there's app-based technology, and e-commerce is soaring. Our business model supports the development and growth of technology and transactions. Consumer spending is also forecasted to grow about consistently over the next 5 years. When we monetize cryptocurrencies, we only expect that to increase over the next 5 to 10 years. There's also a lack of direct competitors within the marketplace. No real competitor has a foothold on the market like a Frito-Lay does on salty snack category or Apple does on the music industry. There's no real key market leader in this industry, making it very attractive for us to come in, be very aggressive, and gain early market share. The only opportunity we have is potential scrutiny by government regulation as this becomes growingly more accepted. However, in June of 2018, SEC regulations were bypassed on cryptocurrencies, continuing to make this a more attractive market. Moving on, I'll assess 3 key competitors within the environment that we're going to operate. One of which is a direct competitor being known as BitPay, the other 2 Apple and Google Pay. BitPay is a Bitcoin payment service that only operates in Bitcoin, but processes nearly $1 million a day through daily transactions and services, indicating that there is a lot of opportunity within this market, and that's just with one cryptocurrency named Bitcoin. The problem with BitPay is they only operate in Bitcoin. They don't support any other cryptocurrencies, which creates an opportunity for us at cPay. The other 2 competitors aren't really seen to us as direct, but rather alternative solutions to cPay or BitPay. Google and Apple Pay have a foothold in the electronic payment service department, but they are highly compatible with credit card and debit card services, but do not support cryptocurrencies, leaving a deficiency in their business model for the crypto market. So we administered some surveys, and we wanted to see how cPay would compare to our competitors, specifically in the 5 key areas that our consumers that we had surveyed identified as the most important to them when it comes to transaction technology or electronic payment systems. They included security, speed, convenience, transaction costs, and customer service. Upon completion of the surveys, we had identified that cPay either matched or outperformed all 3 of our key competitors in these 5 categories, indicating we have an opportunity to provide consumers something that they both want and would value. So after we formulated our survey data, we developed a strategic position by leveraging a SWOT analysis to monetize multiple cryptocurrencies, not just one like one of our competitors, BitPay. cPay will position itself as an industry leader in transaction technology, and we will capitalize on an opportunity to use multiple currencies, not just one, like a BitPay. Heavy investment in technology and consumer outreach will be some of our key strategies that we will use to not only achieve sustainability, but to gain an early foothold in the market that truly does have a lot of opportunity and is seeking an industry leader right now. We will target 2 key customer profiles, millennials and Gen Xers. Our primary target market is the millennial known as Dave, 34-year-old Dave to be specific. He is a heavier investor in cryptocurrencies, in his case $65,000, specifically in Litecoin and Ethereum. Dave, however, likes to spend money on non-essentials like pumpkin spice lattes, Nikes, same-day delivery, so his credit cards are typically towards the max. cPay will allow him to not max out his credit cards on a monthly basis and rather use a form of capital that he's already invested his money in but doesn't have the ability to use it yet. The other customer profile we'll be targeting is our Gen Xers, Chris and Sam, a married couple who has lightly dabbled in cryptocurrencies, maybe less than $10,000, may have gotten it based on a recommendation from a friend, but they primarily want to use these cryptocurrencies for things like kids' clothes, back to school, or Christmas gifts, the non-incidentals or the non-daily expenses that won't disrupt the budget. We plan to reach these millennials and Gen Xers in an authentic manner. Our initial strategy will be to roll through online advertisements, promotional emails, and text messages just to generate awareness about cPay. Phase 2 will be entering the market at cryptocurrency exchanges and through our crypto partners. We're going to fish where the fish are. We will also partner with several social events that involve cryptocurrencies while incorporating our cPay tour, allowing consumers the opportunity to download and link their crypto wallets to our cPay app. We will also partner with key influencers within the crypto community, such as bloggers and YouTubers that those we had surveyed had identified with as key contributors within the community. Our primary stream of revenue will come from our retailers via a 2% fee, which I'll explain later, not user fees, which many of our competitors have based their business model off of. We are transaction-based, not fee-based. From an operation standpoint, we are based in Seattle, Washington, and will operate as a service payment provider through the cPay app on any smart device, like an iPhone or an iPad or a Google device. When consumers use this program, it will simultaneously trigger 3 processes. First, a deduction of cryptocurrency from the user's account. Second, an exchange of crypto to USD. And then finally, a payment to the merchant within 2 to 3 business days, minus the merchant the 2% transaction fee, which I again will explain later. We intend to add some labor support as well based on feedback in our surveys of 2 full-time employees and 6 part-time employees to manage customer service and account-related opportunities. We will outsource all of our app-based maintenance to SharpSwitch. And from a technological standpoint, it is very important to us that we invest in technology since we see this as one of our distinctive competencies. Most retailers have the NFC payment process, over 99% of retailers, so we don't have to pay for the infrastructure for our program to work. It already exists. A major part of our investment will be spent on repair and ensuring a seamless process transaction and ease of use based on our consumer feedback. For those reasons, we plan to invest over $700,000 in the first 3 years of operation in making our technology and our application-based system one of the most efficient and easy-to-use applications on the market. I do want to take a brief second to acknowledge that we at cPay are committed to the triple bottom line. As indicated by our partnership with several outreach programs for communities informing them about cryptocurrencies, our partnership with the Consumer Credit Counseling and Youth Financial Services to develop financial responsibility of not just our consumers, but those within the global economy. We will also partner annually with one social outreach program. This year we will be participating in the Salvation Army 5K. From a development and expansion standpoint, we've identified 3 key milestones, specifically 1 to 3, 3 to 5, and 5 to 10. In the 1 to 3 year window, we have already secured our mobile app patent, and we plan to grow expansively in this stage because there is no real leader in market share. In the 3 to 5 year window, we are going to grow to 50 employees to match the growth and development that we forecast with our $10 million in annual sales forecast. We also plan to become a household name similar to Apple Pay at this point in time. And in our 5 to 10 year window, we are targeting $100 million in annual sales. Now, we mentioned earlier that BitPay alone does $1 million in daily transactions, making this a very achievable target. We will also implement a reward system, like many credit card and many payment service industries, and develop add-on programs for cPay at this point in time. Finally, the exit plan. Our goal is to ultimately sell the business for over $50 million by the end of 2028. That's year 10 of our business. Based on financial forecasts of revenue and cash flows, cPay will be a very attractive acquisition at this time, with ideal partnerships of companies like Google or Apple Pay, who lack a cryptocurrency alternative, or Visa and MasterCard, who lack a lot of electronic services and app-based pay systems. So for a full breakdown of our financial records, you can go into the business plan, but I've shared here with you a summary of the break-even analysis and some of our key financial measurables. Finally, I'd like to share with you our financial breakdown and what a partnership with cPay can look like for you. For more details, you can access our business plan and the appendices where we have identified 1, 3, and 5 year performances on our break-even analysis, cash flow statements, and income statements, respectively. I mentioned earlier a 2% fee that we would charge merchants, similar to that of what Visa and MasterCard and American Express charge merchants every day for using their services. Through our research, we had identified that the average transaction at the register is about $20. Factoring this in plus ad revenue, these will be our two primary sources of income. The owners at cPay have committed a $550,000 initial investment, which will cover our startup costs in 1 to 2 months of operation. With that being said, we do need some additional investment from a venture capitalist to remain sustainable in year 1, and I have identified 2 key business loans that we will withdraw in years 2 and 3 respectively to maintain business operations until we become break even and profitable in July of 2021, midway through year 3. And year 4 and year 5, we will begin revenue sharing split evenly amongst the owners in years 4 at 20% and years 5 at 25%. So what does a partnership with cPay mean for you? Leveraging the weighted average cost of capital discount model, we attained about a 9% discount rate. And over the first 5 years, we found the present day value of our cash flow to be worth about $1.7 million, with an internal rate of return at 57.554%. This is mostly driven by the high influx in cash flows in year 4 and year 5. So what we need from you is a $500,000 initial investment paid in 5 $100,000 installments in our first year of operation. In exchange, we will offer a 20% stake within the organization, 1 board seat, and a 20% claim to all owners' draws, which will be 20% of profits in year 4 and 25% in year 5. We are committed to making an investor's support worth their while by investing in cPay. With that being said, I want to thank you all for your time and your attention, because at cPay, we are transacting for the future.